I'm going to start a series of deck building and play testing for the Con of the Rings, a yearly Lord of the Rings living card game convention that happens the first weekend of October. It's a 3-day event, and it's located at the Game Center in Roseville, Minnesota. If anyone is interested, last time I checked, there was 29 tickets remaining. They pick 2 cycles. This year, they're playing Khazad-dûm and the Dwarven cycle, and Elapse, Children of Eorl, and Oath of the Rohirrim cycle. Hope you enjoy, and have a great day. Today I'm going to be deck building for the first quest in the Khazad-dûm expansion, Into the Pit. I'm going to be building 2 decks. One deck is going to be focused on attack and defense, and deck 2 is going to be focused on location control, threat reduction, cancellation, and card draw. A lot of the enemies have low hit points, so deck 1 is going to be focusing on direct damage. For the heroes, we have Salin. He's a 9 threat tactics hero with 1 willpower, 2 attack, 2 defense, and 4 hit points. Dwarf warrior. While Salin is committed to a quest, deal 1 damage to each enemy as it is revealed by the encounter deck. So that will weaken because a lot of the heroes have 2 hit points. So that will bring them down to only having 1 hit point. Next hero is going to be Argalad. He's a 9 threat lore hero with 2 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, and 4 hit points. Sylvan Scout. Ranged. Action. Exhaust Argalad to choose an enemy in the staging area. Until the end of the phase, that enemy gets minus X threat, where X is Argalad's attack. If this effect reduces the enemy's threat to 0, deal 1 damage to it. Limit once per round. So with Salin dealing damage, leaving that 2 hit point enemy with only 1 hit point, and Argalad reducing its threat to 0 would destroy the enemy without it even leaving the staging area. And the third hero is a hero we're going to be using, the Messenger of the King. You can only choose 2 heroes during setup. Choose a non-neutral unique ally from your deck and put it into play. Add the sum of that ally's printed willpower, attack, defense, and hit points to your starting threat. Then flip this card over and attach it to that ally. Attached ally loses the ally card type and gains the hero card type. Attached character cannot be readied more than once per phase. Messenger of the King is immune to card effects while attached character is in play. If attached character leaves play, remove Messenger of the King from the game. And the ally we're going to choose is Anborn. He's going to be a 8-threat leadership hero. Got 1 willpower, 3 attack, 1 defense, and 3 hit points. Gondor Ranger. Response. After an enemy is added to the staging area, exhaust Anborn to give that enemy +5 engagement cost until the end of the round. Then deal 1 damage to that enemy. So that's another way to get rid of those enemies. If it's a 3 hit point enemy with only 2 threat, Zalin could deal it 1 damage when it's revealed, Anborn could deal it 1 damage, and Argalag could destroy it. And if it's not revealed, Anborn can still deal it 1 damage. So the starting threat of this deck is going to be 9, 18, 26. And for direct damage, we have Reckless Attack. Doom 2. Each player deals 2 damage to an enemy engaged with him. Goblin Cleaver. Combat action. Exhaust a weapon card attached to a hero you control to choose an enemy engaged with you. Deal 2 damage to that enemy. Deal 3 damage instead if that enemy is an orc. Swift Strike. After a character is declared as a defender, deal 2 damage to the attacking enemy. And we've got the Hands Upon the Bow to attack the enemies in the staging area. Fresh Tracks. Response. After an enemy is added to the staging area, deal 1 damage to that enemy. Players ignore that enemy when making engagement checks this round. Expecting Mischief. Play during the quest phase, before the staging step. Action. Deal 2 damage to the first enemy revealed from the encounter deck this phase. And Sneak Attack. Put 1 ally into play from your hand at the end of the phase. If that ally is still in play, return it to your hand. So those are the direct damage events. Now I'm going to go to allies. And the key the sole deck is the Gondorian Spearman. He's a 2-cost tactics ally, 0/1/1/1 Gondor Warrior Sentinel. Response: after Gondorian Spearman is declared as a defender, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. Thalon deals the damage to that 2 hit point enemy. Gondorian Spearman blocks it, and before it can even reveal its shadow card, it's destroyed because of the direct damage. And we have the Longbeard Elder. He's a 4-cost leadership ally, 0/2/1/3 Dwarf Warrior. Response: after Longbeard Orc Slayer enters play, deal 1 damage to each orc enemy in play. So if you've got in multiplayer games, he's even more powerful. Got a lot of orcs around. Thalon deals them all 1 damage, and Longbeard Orc Slayer comes in and destroys them all if they only have 1 hit point remaining. And this is a good combo with the sneak attack, because you can sneak attack the Longbeard Orc Slayer into play right after the staging step. And here's a card from Alap, the Deepling Defender. He's a 2-cost lore ally, 0/0/3/2 Rohan Devoted. Devoted means that if all your heroes share a trait with the Deepling Defender, it doesn't require a resource match. But I have no Rohan heroes, so the Deepling Defender is not going to be neutral. I have a Alap card, the Deepling Defender. It's a 2-cost lore ally, 0/0/3/2 Rohan Devoted. Devoted means that if all the heroes share the trait with the ally, it doesn't require a resource match. But the only trait that the Deepling Defender has is Rohan, and my heroes are not Rohan. And as a response, after Deepling Defender defends an attack, return the attacking enemy to the staging area and deal it 1 damage. We have the Defender of Ramus. He's a 2-cost tactics ally, 0/1/4/1 Gondor Warrior. And for attachments, we have the Spear of a Citadel. It's a 2-cost tactics attachment, item weapon, attached to a tactics character, restricted, limit 1 per character. Response: after attached character is declared as a defender, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. So it turns everybody into a spearman. You can attach it to a character. It doesn't have to be a hero. So if you need bigger defense, you can attach it to the Defender of Ramus. And if you really want to get going, you could attach one to the Gondorian Spearman. So as soon as you declare you're defending, you deal 2 damage to the attacking enemy. So there's all the direct damage cards. And now for weapons for Argalad. Got Durin's Axe. It's guarded, restricted, attached to a hero. Attached hero gets +2 attack. Response. After attached hero attacks and destroys an enemy, deal 1 damage to an enemy engaged with you. And it's guarded by an enemy. But the key thing is it's got 2 attack. And the other weapon I have for Argalad is Orcrist. A 1-cost leadership attachment. It's guarded by an enemy or location. It's an artifact item weapon attached to a hero, restricted, so that'll fill both its restricted slots. Attached hero gets +2 attack. Response. After attached hero destroys an enemy, add 1 resource to attached hero's resource pool. So with these 2 attached, it'll make them have 6 attack, so that is enough to reduce all enemies in this quest to 0. And the third attachment to go on Argalad is the Black Arrow, a 0-cost tactics attachment, limit 1 per deck, attached to a hero with ranged. After attached hero declares an attack, add Black Arrow to the victory display to give it +5 for this attack. And the Dunedain Mark. It's a 1-cost leadership attachment attached to a hero. Attached hero gains +1 attack. And you got an action, you may pay 1 resource from attached hero's resource pool to attach Dunedain Mark to another hero. Playing with 3 of those. And in this quest, there's some nasty condition attachments. So I'm going to be playing with the Monitor of the Iron Hills, 2-cost lore ally, 0/1/1/2 dwarf. Response. After Monitor of the Iron Hills enters play, choose and discard 1 condition attachment from play. And a Bulwark of the West, a 0-cost leadership event. Action. Discard an ally you control to choose and discard a condition attachment. As for resource management, I have Steward of Gondor, 2-cost leadership event, attachment, attached to a hero. Attached hero gains the Gondor trait. Action, exhaust Steward of Gondor to add 2 resources to attached hero's resource pool. And I've got Unlikely Friendship. 0-cost leadership event. Play only if you control a unique character with the Sylvan trait and another unique character with the Dwarf trait. Action, draw 1 card and add 1 resource to a resource pool of a hero you control. And I have a Dwarf hero and a Sylvan hero. And lastly, I have Campfire Tales, a 1-cost leadership event. Action, each player draws 1 card. So there's the cards that are in the deck. It's a total of 51 cards. Now I'm going to go over to deck 2. The heroes for deck 2 are Aragorn. He's a 12 threat spirit hero. 2 willpower, 3 attack, 2 defense, 5 hit points. Dunedain Ranger Scout, Sentinel. Action, exhaust Aragorn to choose a location in the staging area. Till the end of the phase, that location gets minus X threat, where X is Aragorn's willpower. If this effect reduces the location's threat to 0, place 1 progress on it. Limit once per round. Glorfindel, he's a 5 threat spirit hero with 3 willpower, 3 attack, 1 defense, and 5 hit points. Nordal Noble Warrior, forced. After Glorfindel exhausts to commit to a quest, raise your threat by 1. And Beravor, she's a 10 threat lore hero with 2 willpower, 2 attack, 2 defense, and 4 hit points. Dunedain Ranger, action, exhaust Beravor to choose a player. That player draws 2 cards. Limit once per round. And the starting threat is 27. And for location control, we have Northern Tracker, a 4-cost spirit ally with 1 willpower, 2 attack, 2 defense, 3 hit points. Dunedain Ranger, response. After Northern Tracker commits to a quest, place 1 progress on each location in the staging area. and the Rovanian Outrider, a 3-cost Spirit Ally. It's a 1/2/1/2 Dale Scout. Response: after Rovanian Outrider commits to the quest, place 1 progress on a location in the staging area. If that location is not explored by this effect, give Rovanian Outrider +1 willpower till the end of the phase. And we have Warden of Arnor, a 1-cost Spirit Attachment. Title: attached to a Scout hero. While attached character is committed to the quest, place 1 progress on the first location revealed by the encounter deck. So those are the cards for the location control. And for cancellation, we have Test of Will, and Hasty Stroke. And Ferial, 5-cost Lore Ally with 3 willpower, 1 attack, 2 defense, and 3 hit points. Harad Scout. Response: after Ferial commits to the quest, look at the top card of the encounter deck. Then you may discard the looked at card. So there's a lot of cards that has Surge, and 1 nasty card that, when it's revealed, it can't be cancelled, and you have to discard a questing character. So if that's the first card on top of the deck, Ferial can just get it discarded. And for threat reduction, we have the Woodman's Clearing, a 0-cost lore attachment. Condition: attached to a location. Limit 1 per location. Response: after attached location leaves play as an explored location, the first player reduces the threat by 3. And Elrond's Consul, a 0-cost spirit event. If you control a unique Noldor character, give another character +1 willpower until the end of the phase, and lower your threat by 3. And Thorongil, a 3-cost neutral attachment. Title: attached to a non-fellowship, non-Baggins hero you control. Response: after you attach Thorongil to a hero, search your collection for a different non-fellowship, non-Baggins version of that hero and attach it to Thorongil. While Thorongil is in play, attached hero gains the game text and resource icon of the attached hero card. If Thorongil leaves play, remove the hero card attached to it from the game. So I would attach it to Aragorn, and I would bring out his lore version, where Aragorn would gain refresh action, reduce your threat to your starting threat level, limit once per game. And I have Desperate Alliance, a zero-cost spirit event. Action: choose a hero you control. Until the end of the phase, give control of that hero and all resources in that hero's resources pool to another player. Limit 1 per phase. So I would give another player Aragorn during the refresh phase, and he would use the refresh action and reduce his threat down to their starting threat level, because it's limit once per game, not once per game for the group. So each player has that ability to get its benefit. And for readying, I have Unexpected Courage, a 2-cost Spirit Attachment. Exhaust Unexpected Courage to ready a hero it's attached to. Wingfoot, a 1-cost lore attachment. Title: attached to a ranger hero. Response: after attached hero commits to a quest, name enemy, location, or treachery. If a card of that name type is revealed during this quest phase, exhaust Wingfoot to ready attached hero. And the Light of Valinor, a 1-cost spirit attachment. Condition: attached to a Noldor or Sylvan hero. Attached hero does not exhaust to commit to a quest. And that's a staple with Glorfindel, because it erases the forced effect that when you exhaust Glorfindel to commit to a quest, raise your threat by 1, Glorfindel will now not exhaust to commit to the quest. And Leather Boots, a 1-cost lore attachment. Item: attached to a lore or ranger character. Limit 1 per character. Response: after a location is revealed from the encounter deck, exhaust Leather Boots to ready attached character. And here's more cards for location control. Asphalos, a 2-cost lore attachment, attached to a Noldor or Sylvan hero. Exhaust Asphalos to place 1 progress token on any location. 2 tokens instead if attached hero is Glorfindel. And another one for location control is Box of Earth. It's an ALAP card, a 1-cost lore attachment, item gift. Play only if you control a Noldor or Sylvan hero. attached to a hero. Action, exhaust box of earth to choose a location. Place 1 progress on that location and give it the forest trait until the end of the round. For healing, we have the Enladris Caregiver, a 1/0/1 2 Noldor Healer. Action, discard a card from your hand to heal 1 damage on any character. Limit twice per round. And it's a 2-cost lore ally. For willpower, we have the Silver Circlet. It's a 2-cost spirit attachment item attached to a spirit hero. Limit 1 per hero. Restricted. Attached hero gets +2 willpower. So you can attach it to Aragorn, and then he has 4 willpower, so he can reduce locations with 4 threat down to 0. We have Arwen, a 2-cost spirit ally, a 2/0/1/2 Noldor Noble. Response, after Arwen Undomnial exhaust, choose a character. That character gains Sentinel and gets +1 defense until the end of the round. Protector of Lorien, a 1-cost lore attachment. Title, attached to a hero. Action, discard a card from your hand to give attached hero +1 defense or willpower until the end of the phase. Limit 3 times per phase. Thor's Key, a 1-cost spirit attachment, artifact item, attached to a hero. Response, after a location is added to the staging area, attach Thor's Key to that location. While attached to a location, Thor's Key gains treat attached locations printed text box as blank except for traits. So this could be attached to a location in the staging area or active location, and a location is revealed by the encounter deck or added. You could move this from the attached location to that location that was just added. The Ring of Bar here, a 1-cost spirit attachment, artifact item ring, attached to a hero. Attached hero gets +1 hit point for each artifact item attached to it. If attached to Aragorn, he gains the lore resource icon, so help get more resources for lore. And now to search for these attachments from the discard pile to use them over again, we have Reforged, an X-cost spirit event. Action, choose an attachment with a printed cost of X in any player's discard pile and play that attachment for no cost. The chosen attachment can belong to any sphere of influence, so you cannot bring back neutral attachments. Now I'm going to be going over to card draw. Galdor the Havens, a 4-cost lore ally, 2/2/1/4 Noldor. Response: after one or more cards are discarded from your hand, draw one card. Limit once per round. And we have the Elven Light, a 1-cost spirit event. Elven Light can only be played from your discard pile. Action: return Elven Light to your hand from your discard pile and draw a card. So you discard Elven Light, and then you can draw a card with Galdor the Havens. And the 2 cards that I have that can make this train work is Protector of Lorien, where you can discard a card to give attached hero +1 defense or willpower, and discard a card from your hand to heal 1 damage from any character. So that's that engine that gives you card draw. And I have Ancient Matham, a 1-cost spirit attachment. Matham, attached to a location. Response: after attached location is explored, the first player draws 3 cards. Deep Knowledge, a 0-cost lore event. Doom 2, each player draws 2 cards. Dunedain Pipe, a 1-cost lore attachment. Item Pipe, attached to a Dunedain character. Limit 1 per character. Action: exhaust Dunedain Pipe to place a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. Draw a card. So that's handy if you have cards in your hand that are not useful. Say you have a unique card in play and you've got a unique card in your hand and you can't have them both in play, so put one on the bottom of your deck and draw a card. And Master of the Forge. There's a lot of attachments in this deck, so this is very helpful. He's a 2-cost lore ally, 0/0/1/1 Noldor Craftsman. Action: exhaust Master of the Forge to search the top 5 cards of your deck for 1 attachment and add it to your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. And to regain your spirit cards in your discard pile, I have Dwarven Tomb, a 1-cost spirit event. Action: return 1 spirit card from your discard pile to your hand. And here's another ALAP card, El Endamar. So 1-cost spirit attachment. Artifact item, guarded location, attached to a hero. Replace each instance of once per phase or once per round in the attached characters text box with twice per phase or twice per round, respectively. Action: exhaust Aragorn to discard the location guarding Elendamar, then attach it to Aragorn. So that's a way to get your heroes. You could have Erebor drawing you 4 cards a turn, or Aragorn reducing a lot of the threat in the staging area. Then I have the Stone of Eric, or the Stone of El Lostrin. So 1 cost, lore attachment, artifact item, guarded location, restricted, attached to a hero. Attached hero gets +2 willpower. You draw 1 additional card during the resource phase. So there's all the cards in the deck, and then I have a sideboard of cards for specific locations. Quest of side quest. It's not all deck quests are side quest friendly. So when they're friendly, I'll play with them in the deck, and even if I go up above 50 cards, I have so much card draw. Most of the games I'll probably be running out of cards. And the 5 sideboard cards are Thalion. It's a 4 cost neutral ally. 2/2/2/3 Dunedain Ranger. While there is at least 1 side quest in the victory display, ready Thalion. At the beginning of the combat phase, while there are at least 3 side quests in the victory display, Thalion loses the ally card type and gains the hero card type, with resource icons of each spear on a side quest in the victory display. So the side quest, I have gather information, a 0 cost, neutral, 4 quest points, limit 1 per deck. Response. After this stage is defeated, each player may search his deck for 1 card and add it to his hand. Each player shuffles his deck. The Storm Comes, a 0 cost, neutral, 5 quest points. Limit 1 copy of the Storm Comes in the victory display. While this quest isn't in the victory display, the first ally played by each player each round does not require a resource match. Scout Ahead, 0 cost, lore, side quest with 4 quest points, limit 1 per deck. Response. When this stage is defeated, the first player searches the top X cards of the encounter deck for 1 non-objective card worth no victory points, and adds it to the victory display. Put the remaining cards back in any order. X is the number of players in the game plus 4. And the last card is Double Vac, a 0 cost spirit side quest, 4 quest points, limit 1 per deck. When this stage is defeated, reduce each player's threat by 5. So there we have it. And now I'm going to be playtesting this deck against Into the Pit. And there's a good chance that a lot of these decks are going to be played in the Dwardale cycle with only a small change of cards. Have a great day.